or high. Jamaica, the island state, is a part of the British Commonwealth in West Indies. It is located in the Caribbean Sea, to the south from Cuba, to the west from Haiti. On August 6, 1962, Jamaica declared independence of Great Britain within the British Commonwealth of Nations. The capital and the largest city of the country is Kingston. The name of the country comes from the distorted Indian word Hamek, the Arawak, Zaimaka, that is meant literally by the island of springs or the earth of sources. Jamaica is the third in area island in group of the Big Antilles. The main island is located between 17 and 19 northern latitude, both 76 and 79 in western longitude, in 145 km to the south from Cuba, in 160, 190 km to the west from Haiti, in 290 km to the southeast from the Cayman Islands. The closest point of the continent to the Cape Gracias, Nicaragua, is located in 630 km to the southwest. At the island extent from the west on the east on 225 km, from the north on the south, the area of 10991 km has from 35 to 82 km. Length of the coastline is 1022 km. Jamaica is in a zone of tropical climate with domination of the northeast trade winds considerably influencing on an equal basis with an indicator of absolute height of the area, on climate of the country. In the capital area, average temperature in a year changes from 24 to 27 C, and in the town of Gordon Hill in Mountains, Blue Mountains, from 4 to 7 C. Temperature within a year changes slightly. Average values of January are 24, 25 C, July -26, 27 C. Rainfall has seasonal nature and is especially intensive in May and October, though in summer months there are also thunderstorms to heavy rains. The average annual rainfall of 2100 m, but also depends on the area. The southern coast receives 635 m of rainfall, and in mountains Zon Crew in the northeast of the island drops out up to 7600 m. The rainy season lasts from May to October, and in winter months from December to March. The island is reached by cold norths from the North American continent. Jamaica is located in the Atlantic belt of hurricanes which cause extensive damage to the population and economy. Among especially strong hurricanes which rushed directly on the island, Hurricanes Charlie, 1951, Allen, 1980, and Gilbert, 1988. Hurricanes Ivan, 2004. And Dean, 2007, led to numerous destructions and the death of several people on the island. The most part of the territory, about 2/. Jamaica represents the calcareous plateau from 500 m to 1 km high, places above. In east part of the island are located Mount Blue Mountains, where there is the highest point of the country, the mountain of Blue Mountain. Height of 2256 m. In the southwest there is Mount Malvern, 725 m. And in the western part Mount Dolphin Head, 545 m. The karst forms of a relief presented in mountains Zon Crew, Dre Harbor and in a karst hollow of Cockpit Country about 1300 km are widespread in the western part of the island. The hollow represents a complex of the low hills divided by narrow valleys. Karst funnels and underground waterways are characteristic of this area. Along the southern and western coast, alluvial lowlands are located. The southern coast of the island is strongly dismembered as the harbors bordered with reefs, such as harbor of the city of Kingston. On the west bank at the city of Negril on 11 km the beach from coral sand is stretched. The northern coast is dismembered poorly and has rocky character. In his center, the Jamaican Riviera, popular among tourists, a narrow strip of beaches from fine-grained white sand is located. Position of Jamaica in seismically active Antilles and Caribbean tectonic region was expressed in catastrophic earthquakes of 1692 and 1907. The major mineral or boat on which reserves Jamaica takes the leading place in the world. In Jamaica there is a set of the small rivers and streams originating on the central uplands and often vanishing in karst cavities. The total volume of renewable water resources minus 9.4 km. 2000. The longest river on extent Minho. 93 km. Flowing from mountains Dre Harbor to the Bay Carlisle. Carlisle Bay. Two more rivers, Black River in the western part and Rio Cobra near Kingston, have length more than 50 km. From all rivers of the island on considerable distance the river of Black River is navigable. Small vessels can rise by 48 km from the mouth. The only river flowing not in the northern or southern directions, Planting Garden in the east of the island. The major cities: Valve, Jamaica, Spanish Town, Portmore, Montego Bay. The island is known for the various ecosystems, including the undersized woods highly in mountains, a selva on northeast slopes of mountains and in valleys, savannas in the south and the west, and also sandy areas where only cactuses and other charophytny plants grow. Since the 15th century, when the island was completely covered with the wood except for small agricultural sites, vegetation strongly changed. Colonists cut down trees for needs of construction and cleaned plains, savannas and slopes of mountains for cultivation of soils. Many types were introduced, including a sugarcane, bananas and a citrus. The area of the woods on the island is about 194,000 hectares. 1/5 all territories. The cotton tree is most widespread. In hard-to-reach spots virgin forest stands from a slight neo large-leaved remained, ebony and a dalbergia, thickets of a bamboo and a campeshavite tree, and also landing of the Caribbean pine and an eucalyptus in places meet. The southern coast in many places grew with mangrove thickets. Vegetation of savanna type. Cereals and separate trees. Is widespread in the western and southwest part of the island in places where the earth isn't used under plantations. In total on the island more than 300 species of flowering plants grow, including 200 types of orchids and a hibiscus of a sabdarif, of which 2 to a carcada. The fauna of Jamaica is rather poor. Birds, rodents, rat mouse, rabbits, mongooses, reptiles, turtles, snakes, crocodiles and iguanas, and 20 species of bats. In Jamaica it is a little local animals. During development by the person the island fauna strongly suffered. In pre-Columbian times on the island numerous representatives of family Hutievi lived, but after their number it was reduced because of hunting and destruction of habitats. Local crocodiles can also get under extinction threat. Widely, the mongooses delivered in 1872 from India for fight against venomous snakes extended. Waters of the island and coastal areas are rich with fish. Freshwater fishes are presented generally by a mullet. There are 4 species of freshwater crayfish. Manatees live in coastal waters. More than 250 bird species are recorded, including flying, and 25 types and 21 subspecies are endemics, including a national symbol, Vimpelocvosti hummingbirds. Among the introduced types, Mena. Nature protection territories of the island include Cockpit Country, the forest reserves Halshire Hills and Litchfield. In 1992, the first marine park in the Bay Montego was organized and has the area of 15 km. In 1993 were created National Park in Mountains, Blue Mountains and John Crow. In the ancient time, Jamaica was inhabited by Indians. The island was opened by Christopher Columbus in 1494. Columbus called it in honor of a royal couple, the island of Ferdinanda and Isabella. This name didn't get accustomed, the island kept the local name Jamaica. Spaniards founded the pioneer settlement on the island in 1509. To arrival of Spaniards, Jamaica was inhabited by Indians or Arawaks. Their number probably reached about 60,000 people. During the Spanish domination, Indians in Jamaica disappeared almost completely. By 1611 on the island there were only 74 Indians. As labor Spaniards at the beginning of the 16th century began to deliver to Jamaica black slaves from Africa. However, Spaniards for 1.5 centuries colonized the island not too actively, and in 1655 it was occupied by British. Officially, Jamaica was announced by the English colony in 1670. On the bank of the extensive natural harbour, near present Kingston, British built a fort. Near a fort, the city Port Royal began to grow. Soon he gained glory, the most guilty city in all the Christian world, as there from the island Tortuga, capital of pirates, moved. At the end of the 17th century in the city Port Royal there were 8,000 inhabitants, from them 1,500 pirates. Pirates plundered the Spanish ships, took production in Port Royal that led to prosperity of the city. However, on June 7, 1692, a ship part of it of dissolute Babylon, as a result of an earthquake, disappeared in the sea abyss. The Church of Catholic Spain reported that God punished the impious city for sins. However, by then British already strong located in Jamaica, having turned the island into large sugar colony in Jamaica, plantations of a sugar cane intensively developed. The most part of plantations was located on plains of the south of the island. The internal regions of Jamaica were used for a cattle pasture. The industry of Jamaica produced rye sugar, treacle molasses and the well-known Jamaican rum. Revolts of black slaves gave to British considerable trouble. In about 150 years, before the beginning of the 19th century, there were not less than 30 such revolts. Already Morona, the runaway black slaves and their descendants who created something like own state were proved in the second half of the 17th century in the most remote mountain and woody regions of Jamaica. They made attacks for the purpose of capture of the cattle and other robberies, and as a result British at the end of the 18th century carried out deportation of Maroon to Africa. In Sierra Leone, where they founded the city of Freetown. In 1831 in Jamaica there was a large revolt during which about 6,000 slaves called a strike, and which, as it is considered, accelerated decision-making on cancellation of slavery in the British colonies. So Henry Taylor, the head of the West Indian Department of the British Colonial Management, commented on it so later. Indirectly, this awful event revolt struck to slavery mortal blow. In the 19th century, after cancellation of slavery in 1833, for the English planters in Jamaica there came bad times. The release of black slaves significantly undermined plantation economy of Jamaica. Delivery of workers' contract employees from India and China didn't correct a situation. Production of sugar in Jamaica was sharply reduced. Besides, the competition because of growth of development of beet sugar in Europe and increases in production of sugar in Cuba and Java increased. In the 20th century, the economic situation in Jamaica significantly changed as a result of investments from the USA. The American companies organized large export production of bananas and also cocoa, coffee and cocos in Jamaica. Americans were engaged also in development of infrastructure of Jamaica, a railway system, etc. In 1943 in Jamaica universal suffrage, in 1944 partial self-government was entered. In 1959 Jamaica received internal self-government. In August 1962 Britain provided to Jamaica independence. Till 1962 Jamaica was possession of Great Britain. On August 6, 1962 became the independent state. The Constitution of 1962 works, taking into account reforms of 1997 and the subsequent amendments. The country is the kingdom. The royalty is carried out in the form of constitutional monarchy. The head of state, the British monarch. The Queen of Great Britain Elizabeth II. Presented by the Governor-General, who is appointed by him according to the recommendation of the Prime Minister of Jamaica. The Governor-General carries out on behalf of the Queen the royalty in the country, having all her powers conferred to her by the Constitution during her absence in Jamaica. In 2012, in a year of the 50th anniversary of founding of independence of the United Kingdom, Jamaica expressed desire to leave the British Commonwealth of Nations and to become the full-fledged republic. It on the inaugural speech was said by the Prime Minister of Jamaica Portia Simpson Miller. Buckingham Palace answered that the decision on the political system of Jamaica, behind the population of the state, but not for someone other. The Governor-General signs all bills and appoints the Prime Minister from the party which won elections. At the Governor-General the advisory body from 6 sticks, Privy Council, which is formed by him according to the recommendation of the Prime Minister, functions. According to his recommendation the Governor-General appoints members of the government. The legislature, two-chamber parliament, consists of 2 chambers. The Senate, 21 dicks, are appointed the Governor-General, from them 13 according to the recommendation of the Prime Minister, 8 from opposition. The House of Representatives minus 63 deputies elected by the population for 5-year term. The main 2 political parties. Following the results of elections in February 2016. The Labour Party of Jamaica. Liberal and Conservative sense. -33 seats in Parliament. The People's National Party. Social Democratic sense. -30 seats in Parliament. Jamaica is a part of the British Commonwealth, the member of the Union and its specialized organizations, the Organization of American States, the Caribbean Community, the Non-Aligned Movement, the Countries, the Act, etc. The foreign policy of the country significantly fluctuated depending on what party was in power. So, the government of LP in 1962-1972 was guided by the USA and Great Britain. The Office of No in 1972-1980 placed emphasis on the slogans of non-alignment and solidarity with the countries of the Third World, strengthened a relationship with Cuba. LP, having returned to the power in 1980, broke off a relationship with Cuba and again it was reoriented on the USA. Since 1989 the government of Jamaica pursues more weighted foreign policy. The country has diplomatic relations with Russia. Are established with the USSR in 1975. Forces of Defense of Jamaica consist from Grand Forces -1 Infantry Regiment, 3 battalions, from them 1 reserve, an Engineer Regiment. Actually, battalion is a part of 4 companies. Battalion of Support and Service, Training Center, Divisions of Supply, Repair, Transport, Military Police. Aviation Wing, several light planes and helicopters. Coastal Guards -3 patrol ships, 2 patrol boats and also small boats. Population -2. 8 million. Assessment for July 2010. Birth rate -19.5 for 1000. Mortality -6.5 for 1000. Emigration -5.5 for 1000. Annual increase in population -0.7%. Fertility -2.2 births only women. Average life expectancy -71.8 years at men, 75.3 years at women. Contamination, a virus of an immunodeficiency. HIV -1.6%. Assessment for 2007. Literacy -84% of men, 92% of women. Urban population -53%. Ethno-racial structure. Africans of 91. 2%, mulattoes of 6.2%, other 2.6%. On a census of 2001. Languages. The main spoken language is the Jamaican Creole language. Patois. On the basis of English and Spanish, official language is Standard English. Religions. Protestants of different rumors of 62.5%, Catholics of 2.6%, the Rastafarian of 10%, atheists of 20.9%, others and undecideds of 4%. On a census of 2001. Protestants are presented by Baptists, Anglicans, Methodologists, Pentecostals from the Church of God and the Assemblies of God, etc. The largest cities. Kingston, 660,000 people. Montego Bay, 83,000. The main sector of economy of Jamaica is services industry. More than 60% of TDD and working. The main sources of income in convertible currency, service of tourists. 20% of TDD. Monetary receipts from working abroad. 20% of TDD. An export of bow and aluminum. TDD per capita. In 2018. Minus $5.3 thousand. The 97th place in the world. Unemployment rate. In 2018. Minus 9.4%. The 140th place in the world. Agriculture. 6% of TDD, 17% working. A sugar cane, bananas, coffee, a citrus, a yam, vegetables. Hens and goats get divorced. Catching of mollusks. The industry, bauxite mining, processing of agricultural products, production of rum and clothes. Export in 2017, $1.34 billion. Main export goods. Aluminum, including ore and his connections. Up to 50% of cost. Alcoholic beverages. Mainly rum. Oil products, coffee, sugar, fruit and vegetables. The main buyers, the USA 30%, Germany 11%, Canada 9.4%, the Netherlands 6.1%, Russia 4.2%. Import in 2017, $5.82 billion. Fuel, including oil products. Up to 20%. Machines, the equipment and vehicles. Up to 28%. Ready medicines and other chemical goods, including plastic, paper and food products. The main suppliers, the USA 41%, China 7.1%, Japan 5.9%. In the music world, Jamaica it is known, first of all, due to style of the reggae presented by hundreds of talented performers and collectives, such as Bob Marley, the Congos, Lee, Scratch, Perry, Max of Romeo, the Abyssinians, the Heptones, Kid Asai, John Holt, E.K. Massant. Other. Since 1978 years of a reggae and styles, derivative of him, extended on all continents. Also Jamaica the origin obliged styles of ska, a dub, a soul, to calypso. Soloists of the Boney M group. Liz Mitchell and Marsha Barrett. Model, the actress and the singer Grace Jones, the soloist of the Bad Boys Blue group Trevor Taylor, the owner of Grammy, Sean Paul and also Jamaican a reggae to the group Inner Circle, Andrew of Donald's, known thanks to such hits as Michelle. The 38th place in Billboard Hot 100. A Money Night Lover and collaboration with well-known musical enigma Ambient Collective became widely known. Among sports in Jamaica, sprint is most developed. The Jamaican sprinters declared themselves in 1948 when Jamaica for the first time participated in the Summer Olympic Games. In total in 1948, 2012 athletes of Jamaica won 67 Olympic awards, including 17 gold. From them 66 were won in track and field athletics and 1 more in cycling. In run on 100 and 200 meters, athletes of Jamaica in the 21st century are one of world leaders along with athletes of the USA. Among female sprinters of progress at world level, Merlin Ottey, Veronica Campbell-Brown, Shelly Ann Fraser-Price and others achieved. At the end of the odd years there ascended the star of the most successful athlete in the history of the country. Usain Bolt in Aero. 2008 and 2012, 2016. Managed to win 3 gold medals at 3 Olympic Games, winning at distances against 100 meters, 200 meters and relay 4. 100 meters. Having set world records at distances of 100 and 200 meters, Bolt became the real symbol of Jamaica and one of the most recognizable athletes in the history of sport. The bobsled national team of Jamaica participated in 4 Winter Olympic Games, having taken in 1994 the 14th place among cruise fours. Holidays. To the Wankin. The traditional celebration devoted to Christmas, during which celebrating stride on streets in fancy dresses. This holiday left traditions of secret societies of the Western Africa. On January 6 the Day of Marin is celebrated. This holiday is celebrated on a birthday of the Captain Cuddo, the Marin who won a victory over the English army in the 1730th years. On January 6 in honor of this day festivals which integral attributes or traditional dances, singing and ceremonies are held. On August 6 the Independence Day of Jamaica is celebrated. Education. University of West Indies. In culture. Pirates of the Caribbean Sea. Series of movies. Morona, the novel by Mayne Reid. The Person with a Golden Gun, the novel by Ian Fleming. Abrupt Bends, a story about Team of Jamaica on bobsled. Natives of Jamaica are characters of works of Charlotte Bronte, Jane Eyre and Ethel Lillian Voynich. Take Off Your Footwear. The Commodos group A Set of Times refers in the songs to Jamaica. Also they have the Jamaica song. Tourist objects. About 70 official beaches. Bob Marley's House Museum. Also far. Write comments. Read comments. Interesting people will tell interesting stories. All of good mood and good luck.